Okay, so as you're aware, we've been talking about arthropods. At least I hope you know that. So, as we've done in the past, okay, what is one of the arthropods' success? There are 6 of them. We'll start here. I caught none of that. Okay, so arthropods we said are successful. There's 6 keys to their success. What's one of them? We'll start here. There's probably more, maybe, but yes, we got an exoskeleton. Okay, now we said in class that's significant for some various reasons. So what might be a reason for that? Exoskeleton. Why might that be significant? Huh. Your voice has changed.
Gosh, Ryder.
So something must attach to that, to the exoskeleton. What allowed you to shrug your shoulders? Oh, you're close. Yeah, so an important aspect of that exoskeleton is there's a place for muscles to attach to, okay? So then what might be another function for that exoskeleton besides muscle attachments?
Behavior pattern?
Nope, that has nothing to do with the exoskeleton.
We're still on that?
Yep.
Able to hold water?
Yeah, because water is such a precious commodity. You don't want to lose water in any type of environment, whether it's cold, hot, anything to that extent. So that's why the exoskeleton is so important. What's another key, moving past the exoskeleton?
Oh, past the exoskeleton?
Mm-hmm.
Complex behavior.
Yeah, they've got complex behavior patterns to where, and in most cases, we could say that the parents are actually teaching their offspring to do things. That's true, but this is probably, we could say, the first recorded, well, not recorded, but first time this ever actually happened, okay? Then where would we go on past the exoskeleton and the behavior patterns? I need a little more than that. Yeah, they got complex sensory organs. We'll take that. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we're up to 3. There's 3 left. What's one? Okay, so then we'll go to your left. So then what would another one? We got 3 down, 3 to go. Okay, we said behavior patterns, the exoskeleton, and complex sensory organs.
Abundance?
Well, I need a little more to go. Now, we could say food can be hard in abundance because arthropods will go through what type of phase where the food source would be abundant for some and not abundant for others. Think of flies as an example, because they start out as maggots and then move on to an adult fly. So what might that be? Could be a couple of them. Could be, looks like you want to say something back there. Yeah, they go through metamorphosis. That's exactly what happens because they start out in one stage, then they move on to another. So the food that's needed as an infant, just like it is for humans, is going to be different than we move in through a toddler, adolescent, and adult stage. There's 4, there's 2 left. What's one of the 2 remaining? What about them? Yeah, they have jointed appendages. Okay, then that is 5. Then there should be 1 more. I think I thought we left out with 1. What might that be? No, I'm not going through Lamaze. See, arthropods, they do have a rudimentary type of lung, but typically they don't have lungs. They get air passively because of air gets piped directly to their cells by what? Aquatic ones, yes, but terrestrial ones, they have tracheal tubes, and those external openings then again are called spiracles, so it's a type of passive respiration, okay? So when you say gills, you're not entirely wrong, it's just talking about a type of aquatic arthropod instead of terrestrial. Okay, we want to wrap up parts of this and get to the scorpions, okay? So one of the things that you would have noticed, okay, this took place in that video. What does the female do with all of her eggs? They get placed where?
In a sack.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Sorry. You're right, because I was thinking they had to be fertilized first, but they've already done that. So then when the female lays their eggs, okay, then that's actually on, I suppose, a type of web of some sort. Then, okay, then they'll actually roll that up into a ball, if you want to look at it that way, okay. Then, okay, so then I suppose it's fair to say there's two types of reproduction. I was thinking there was two. We saw one in the video where the male will directly deposit the sperm inside the female, but then there's also another type to where the eggs can be laid and then they're deposited. Okay, is there anything to write for this? No? Okay, so we need to do this one, and then we'll get to the scorpions, which we will start on Monday. So I hope by now a lot of you individuals are paying attention, because we go around the room and we take turns. It's typically at random. What were the 6 keys to the arthropods? And if we don't know, then look, that's fine, but that's why we go over them day after day after day. So hopefully it's one of those gesundheit that it's not that we want you to leave here at the end of the school year and say, oh gosh, I know why arthropods are so successful. Okay, that's possible, but probably not likely. But we do want you to be able to recall this information, because one of the things that you can do is the information that we have from this type of a discipline or a class, you can apply it into another. And that's why we refer to yourself so many times, because there's what we call comparative anatomy. So if you've had human anatomy and physiology, that same type of thinking then can be taken from that discipline and then applied to this one. So next week, as we're aware, it's a short week, okay? Just the 2 days. Then when we come back, then that is what, December 3rd, 4th, 5th, nope. December 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. Okay, that's why you see a 6 there, because that is the next time we have class on Friday is December 6th, okay? So again, just 2 days next week. We'll probably have your vocabulary evaluation. I'm thinking sometime maybe December 5 or something to that, 4th, 5th, somewhere in there. We got to take a look at some grasshoppers at some point, or lubers. So we'll do that over in the lab at some point. Then we'll try to get this chapter wrapped up, I'm guessing sometime around the 10th and 11th, maybe. And then after that, it's time to start reviewing because like it or not, the semester is winding down fairly quickly, probably rather than not. Okay? So then what happens is with elective classes, you're choosing to be in here, so everyone is taking the final. Okay? It doesn't matter what you think or say, it's an elective class. So we will be taking this final, and that's why it's so important to pay attention to what we're talking about with some of these terms, with how many classes we've gone through, how many orders, how many phylums. So just off the top of your head, how many phylums have we discussed? There's 4. Peripherans, cnidarians, mollusks, and arthropods. So it's a little more difficult if we say the classes so far. I'm guessing somewhere around 12. But by the time we're done, that number is probably going to be closer to, I would say, 16 or 17. And then we got to get down to some of the families that. Okay, so.
Like we'll go over another class, right?
Yes, because we've done 2 so far. Yep. And then we have to do, of course, the insects, the millipedes, the centipedes, of course, the orders. That refers to that of the arachnids, which is Arachne, Scorpionida, and Acari. Those are different types of animals that belong in that class, and then because those are your 3 orders. But that's for another time and another place. So that's enough for today, so we will catch up to you next time.